Tuesday.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8.
Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
And a very good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you very much for choosing us here at 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper. I am Kenrick Juggernaut, and yes, I'll be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning as we continue to look at the issues of the day and give you, the listening audience, an opportunity to share your thoughts and to share your views with us. Good morning, people. But as of now, it's time for your daily horoscope with Uma Ratan Singh.
Welcome to the airwaves of U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. We are coming to you live from number 42 Exchange Lot, Scoover, Trinidad and Tobago. You can also catch us on YouTube at RCLU97.5 and Facebook. It's a great morning to wake up to another day of life and blessings to serve your purpose. Take a moment and prepare yourself to begin this day with peace, love, and positive energies. Let U97.5 FM be your companion throughout the day and night as we bring to your homes, vehicles, offices, and hearts great programming through the day with news, daily horoscopes, talk shows, recipes, musical entertainment, and much more. It's a blessed and positive morning as we are getting ready to face the day. I am Uma Ratan Singh and welcome to your daily horoscope, brought to you with the kind compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store of Main Road Chase Village for all your puja needs. Let's see what the stars have in store for you today. Aries, it's the start of a new week. Take a quiet moment and plan your week ahead. Make notes of what is important and delete what is not important or adds no value to your week. this week, find peace and happiness. Taurus, be alert this week and pay attention to your surroundings and the people who you get involved with. Be more observant and alert this week. Gemini, there is a can of worms waiting to pop in your face, but this is a week to ensure that it does not happen. Look at every situation and person before making a step. Analyzing is key. Be on the alert this week. Cancer, this is a week you will want to win in every situation. Keep in mind that you cannot always be the winner. Be honest to others and move forward. Be honest this week. Leo, this week will be full of drama. Keep your head high and avoid the drama as it is not good for your health. Make yourself look and feel like $1 million this week. You should be filled with prayer and meditation. Virgo, the Virgo month has begun and it's celebration time. Plan exciting events with your family members at home. Write down your wishes and work on making them come true. You will be happy and excited this week. Libra, good times are ahead this week starting from today. You can experience a week of bonding, celebrating, thinking, and even seeking employment. There is a lot happening. Be on a positive note. This week will be filled with opportunities, so choose wisely. Scorpio, this week will be the target at home or the workplace. Ensure that you can stand your grounds. Watch out for backbiters and stay clear of trouble. This week will be filled with deep thinking. Sagittarius, it's never too late for anything. This week you should get busy and try to get the assistance you requested recently. It's the right time to ask, and don't be shy when doing so. This week will be fruitful. Capricorn, your angels never let you down. Continue to believe and trust your guardian angels and be guided by them. This week will be a week of meditation. Aquarius, start your week on a positive note and see how everything will fall into place without any stress. This week is your week to make things happen. So, forge ahead. Pisces, start the week by expressing your sincere love to someone you want to be with. It is the right thing to do, rather than being ignored all the time. The little gestures can make the big things happen. It's a week to explore your love life. And that's your horoscope for today, brought to you with the kind compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store of Main Road Chase Village for all your puja needs. And if it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you from the management and staff of U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. And if it's your anniversary, happy blessed anniversary. And your code for today, opportunities can be accessed only by those who are opened to receive it. Join me same time tomorrow for your daily horoscope. I am Uma Ratan Singh, wishing you a safe, blessed and positive day ahead. Remember to observe all health protocols. Save yourself, save others. Stay tuned to U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio for great programming throughout the day. Up next is You Talk with Kenrick Jagannath.
Well, thank you very much, Uma, for today's horoscope. Note that you can join Uma again tomorrow at the same time for another edition of 975 FM Hot Like Pepper horoscope. This feature came to you with the compliments of Jyoti's Puja Store of Shogunas. Good morning, people, and thank you very much for being with us here at 975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's just about 21 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And note that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Today it's a Monday, August 24th, 2020. And I can tell you as I look out of our studio here in Couva in central Trinidad, it's a bit dark and gloomy. And according to the Met Office, well, we can expect some showers today. So those of you who will be venturing outside, please ensure that you walk with an umbrella. Be careful outside, you folks. Be very, very careful indeed. Even coming from San Fernando into Couva this morning, there was a sprinkling of a shower along the Solomon Huchoy Highway. So motorists, if you're applying the north-south route this morning, please exercise some caution. We do not want to add to the road fatality figure. Well, as of now, let me keep you abreast as to some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Remember, you can go outside there and purchase your copy of this publication. It is priced at only $3, yes, and it's available at all leading newsstands throughout Trinidad and Tobago. The Newsday newspaper. Today's edition, it's 48 pages in total. And on the front cover of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper, well, a very graphic photograph indeed, where wounded members of the G. Hong family sit near the home as crime scene investigators gather pieces of evidence after an early Sunday morning robbery attempt left one relative dead and several others injured at Happiness Supermarket on the Eastern Main Road in Barataria. A very graphic photograph indeed. The headline says, supermarket proprietor dies defending home business, invasion of happiness. Farmers ambushed, killed in Palmyra home. Now that's a story which I will be following because I know the area pretty well. So you can catch the details of that story. It's on page 3 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. You see, when I told you people, the listening audience, that you can change an administration, change a minister of national security, and change a prime minister or whatever, nothing changes in this country, The situation remains the same. Here it is, the wave of criminality continues in this country, continues unabated. And as we look at what is happening with the COVID-19, well, Trinidad and Tobago records its 14th COVID-19 death, crosses 1,000 cases. Remember I told you about 3 weeks ago that a medical practitioner would have told me that at the end of the year, we can have a record of over 2,000 coronavirus cases in this country. A very frightening figure, given the fact that we have a population of 1.4 million people. So the story said there were 77 new cases of COVID-19 and 1 additional death reported in this country on Sunday, raising the total amount of deaths to 14, the number of active cases to 828, and the total number of COVID-19 cases to 1,007. Let me repeat that number again, 1,007. And based on what we have been seeing thus far over the last couple of days or so, the trend, we can expect an increase, a spike in cases in this country. And the ministry, I think, would have exhausted itself by trying to impress upon you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to observe all of the necessary protocols, wear masks, sanitize, and what have you. But there are some people outside there who just continue to behave in a particular way. And unless we collectively, we do not adhere to the rules, to the guidelines coming from the Ministry of Health and other organizations in this country, well, people will be in a very, very, very uncompromising situation indeed. Yesterday I spoke to 2 businessmen, and they were of the view that given the spike, the increase in cases, that Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, when he comes out of quarantine, of course, may make certain pronouncement and we can have greater restrictions. Is that what we want in this country? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that this country can, let's say, get into another lockdown. We would have, if we get into another lockdown, people, well, I don't know what's going to happen, because according to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, he said another lockdown is the last option. But if that has to be done, it will be done. And, well, we will have to face the repercussions. Anyway, enough of that. Farmer, 2 sons gunned down in Palmyra. Yeah, the wave of criminality continues. I told you that. Playway operator shot in Crown Point. A Crown Point businessman was shot on Saturday evening in an attempted robbery at his business place. According to police, the man, who also operates a Playway booth, was closing his business when a gunman came up and demanded he hand over all the cash. The businessman refused and was shot. He is in a stable condition at the Scarborough General Hospital. Investigations are continuing into that matter. So we continue to look at some of the other stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Mayaro, Rio Claro flood victims cry for help. But not only Mayaro, Rio Claro, even in central Trinidad, and we imagine even in south. And I'm sure my good friend Larry Sami would share an update with me a bit later on. Yes, Mayaro, Rio Claro flood victims cry for help. A bit later on in the program, I'll be speaking with the Member of Parliament for the Member of Parliament elect for Mayaro, Rushton Parry, as we discuss this matter, flooding in the Mayaro, Rio Claro area. 5 charged for Tobago murder. Port of Spain family court to be closed, sanitized. 8 people arrested for various offenses. Duke hits back at Montano's attorney for nefarious purposes. Those stories are on page 7, and on page 8, Whitehall sanitized, but not because of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. Whitehall would have been sanitized. The story said the Office of the Prime Minister on Saturday said the sanitization of Whitehall and the sending home of staff there had nothing to do with the Prime Minister being exposed to someone who later tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement, the Office of the Prime Minister said some media reports alleging that Whitehall was sanitized and staff sent home because of Dr. Rowley's possible exposure were false. You can catch that story on page 8. Well, Dr. Amory Brown and his family, according to a report in today's edition of the Newsday, were discharged from a state-run quarantine facility on Saturday after successfully completing the 2-week quarantine period in keeping with the COVID-19 protocols. Remember, Amory Brown was announced as the Minister of CARICOM and Foreign Affairs, and according to my information, when he is out, or so to speak, of course, he will be sworn in by President Paul May Weeks as this country new Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs. He would have replaced Dennis Moses. To some other stories on today's edition of the Newsday, Tobago Hospitality School still open for business. The Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute is functioning and will continue to function as a tertiary education institution in hospitality and tourism training for Tobago. That story, remember, there were stories and reports circulating that because of challenges, this institute would have closed its doors. New Public Utilities Minister, WASA on my mind. Well, certainly a mountain to climb for Marvin Gonzalez. He is the new Minister of Public Utilities, and he said that WASA is on his mind. He'll be focusing in delivery of water to the greater part of Trinidad and Tobago. Certainly a big challenge indeed. Hines committed to youth empowerment in new ministry. Well, I'll be talking to the MP a bit later on this program. The Movement for Social Justice conclude refinery agreement. Yes, the Movement for Social Justice and its political leader, David Abdullah, they are calling on the government of the day to conclude the refinery agreement. Remember, this matter has been ongoing for the longest while. Just let me share this paragraph with you. With the August 10 general election and the appointment of the new cabinet out of the way, the Movement for Social Justice said one of the immediate priorities for the People's National Movement in its second 5-year term in office should be the successful conclusion of the agreement for the sale of the Petrotrin refinery and port at Pointe-a-Pierre to Patriotic Energies and Technologies Limited. Patriotic is owned by the Oilfield Workers Trade Union. So those are about some of the stories, as I said, published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. You can go outside there and get your copy of this publication. It is priced at only $3 and it's available at all leading newsstands throughout the country. Well, into some sporting news now. Well, the TK Areas, the Trinbago Knight Riders, stayed perfect thus far, winning 3 out of 3. Yesterday down at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, they got past the I want to get it correct here for you people. Yes, yesterday the Trinbago Knight Riders would have come up against the Barbados Tridents. Remember, the Barbados Tridents is the defending champion. Well, the Trinbago Knight Riders went past them. Let me remind you of the scores. The Trinbago Knight Riders posted 185 for 3, and of course they would have restricted the Tridents to 166 for 6. And yesterday too, in the afternoon fixture, the Guyana Amazon Warriors, well, they went under to the St. Lucia Zooks. The Guyana Amazon Warriors, they made 134 as they chased 144 for 7 posted by the Zooks. Now remember, today there will be no action in the Caribbean Premier League. The action will shift tomorrow to the Queen's Park Oval, where the Patriots will be coming up against the Tridents, and later on in the afternoon you've got the Jamaica Tallawahs coming up against the Guyana Amazon Warriors. So note, today is a rest day for the players, and they will return to action tomorrow at the Queen's Park Oval. Let's go to some commercials at this time, and when I come back, of course, I'll open the lines where you can share your thoughts with me. You can call me at 636-7547, 227-5739. Also note that we are on WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp us at 378-4975. You can also catch us live on YouTube at RCL U975, and yes, we are also live on Facebook. Stay with us here. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited, 665-3336, or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Shoguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained. U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow, and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips, and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Yes, indeed, and a very good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you very much for choosing us here at 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. You're listening to the most interactive morning talk show on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago with yours truly, and joining me this morning is Nicole Dookie. And yes, we'll be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning. But we have some callers here already on the line. Let's go straight to the lines this morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Hello, pleasant good morning. Today is the 24th of August,
yes.
2020, sorry. I would like to wish you and Trinidad and Tobago a most pleasant good morning today and a most productive week ahead by the grace of the Almighty. I am faced with a situation that I have to make a decision. Now, over the COVID period, the first COVID, I had 2 local people working for my company. And during the lockdown, they had requested that I write a letter for them in hopes that they would be aided in getting the funds from the government to assist them, which I understand they got. And they got food cards as well. The unfortunate situation hit me after they got that. They had left their jobs, right? I messaged them, I tried to call them, and they did not reply. Now, I was forced to go and seek 2 other employees, which I got. They were, they were of a different country, right? And now that these guys and them, they're working very good. I'm happy with them. No complaints. But my 2 employees locally, they came back to me yesterday and are begging me for their jobs back, right? And I feel sorry for them, but I cannot go down that road again, right? And then what I think, I mean, I'm not. This is just my personal view. I think that the country is heading into a lockdown again because that is the only thing that has been proven to bring positive results for the COVID. I don't want to take up too much of time, so I'll leave it there. Have a good morning.
All right, well, thank you very much. Well, whatever decision you make, that decision will have to be in your best interest, whether you want to take back the 2 locals or not. That's in your best interest. And talking about lockdown, yes, I spoke to 2 businessmen yesterday, and they would have indicated that based on what they are seeing thus far, the rise in cases of the coronavirus, that they will not be surprised if the country goes into another lockdown mode. That, I hope, will not happen and should not happen if we observe all of the guidelines. Let me say a very special good morning to my colleague here this morning. Good morning, Nicole. How are you this morning?
Good morning to you, Kenrick. Good morning to our listeners on U97.5. I'm fine. How are you doing?
Well, I heard your report yesterday with Shahzad and the flooding in the Mayaro, Rio Claro area.
Yes.
And even in the Pinal, Debe area,
some flooding.
There was also flooding. So flooding is a national problem.
It is.
It's a national problem. Whenever, and based on what we've been seeing for the longest while, and based on what the Met Office would have said, we can be in for a very active hurricane season, and all of these inclement weather. So it is expected that we'd have flooding in certain areas.
Yes.
But is to mitigate the flooding, how we go about doing that. And there are a number of contributing factors which are causing flooding in this country.
After all these years, we still have not been able to come up with the right solution to deal with this flooding situation. And every year, people are suffering so much losses. I mean, in terms of money, thousands and thousands of dollars in losses, and yet still we can't seem to find a solution.
Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you, good people.
And good morning to you, Bawani. How are you this morning? What's happening?
I am good. I mean, we had a good weekend of cricket.
Well, 3 things the weekend. A bloody weekend indeed. 6 people would have been killed, pushing the murder toll to 265. That's my count, 265. Cricket, lovely cricket, and also coronavirus. 1,000 plus in the country thus far, eh?
Yes, 1,007 according to some figures.
Yes. So
and schools out.
Well, of course. It's a challenge. But I spoke to a young lady yesterday, and she has 2 children. And she's also employed, and she's having real difficulty in getting people to look after her children. And she still has to work and to put food on the table for the kids. So I can imagine. I know the frustration. And I know the challenges. Go ahead.
It is unfortunate that some of these people will now have to find themselves in a situation where they have to get somebody, if they could, because nursery and thing will remain closed, daycare centers, all of these things. But one of the things coming out of school closure is that, assuming all goes well by January, all schools, including those under repair, including those to be repaired, will be repaired so that we have no school problems in 2021.
Yeah, because, and I agree too, because here it is, you have, we are into the month of August. You have
we have 4 months for the rest of the year.
September, October, November, December. You have 4 months in order to put all the infrastructure in place so that when school, or if it opens in January, we do not have problems of school having, the problems and so on. I agree with you.
Yes, so that's one. I see TTHTI. 1 minute announced closure, and the Minister of Education agrees to intervene. Now, this is a long burning question. They say the government subvention in 2016, right? Because of irregularities and not accounting. And who should we blame for that? Not the board, not the CEO, not the management team.
But that should not surprise you. Most government agencies or agencies that receive subvention from the government of the day cannot account for the money is spent. They cannot account.
And I would tell you one thing. They cannot account this one. The government, the kind of documents they ask you to produce sometimes, even they themselves can't even produce it within their own ministries. You understand? But they want you as the NGO to produce a ton of documents. And when it reaches the office, it gets lost somehow.
Well, I told you on the listening audience that you can change an administration, but nothing really changes,
No.
The situation remains the same.
That is correct. That is correct. Now, I heard on another station some sycophant blaming the UNC for the COVID, right?
Really?
Yeah, because they're ignorant. Because they're ignorant. Oh, Kamala say this and come. We have to move on from them kind of talk. It's a pandemic. It is a situation that is affecting all of Trinidad and Tobago. It has no thing to say whether because you have on a red jersey or a yellow jersey, you subject to COVID.
Well, I also saw where Member of Parliament elect for Shogunas East. Well, she has now come under the periscope, where she has been being heavily criticized for comments she made talking about the rise and the spike in coronavirus is karma for the People's National Movement.
I think politicians need to turn down their speeches sometimes. Because this blaming one another will not help. It will continue to hurt the country. You understand? Whoever gets COVID, it's sad, it's unfortunate. And I was listening to a BBC program this morning after 5 o'clock called OS. And on that, they had 3 people from 3 different parts of the world talking about relapses. Even though you get well today, the chances are you could have a relapse. Some people have 4 or 5 relapses. Not only them, but the children. You understand? So this is a very serious situation.
All right, Bawani, let's be there for a while. Thank you very much for your contribution with us here this morning. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago would have recorded its 14th death as a result of the coronavirus, and the total has now pushed up to 1,007. Very frightening figures indeed.
On the issue of relapses, Bawani was just speaking about it. Prior to coming into the studio here, I was actually listening to the World Health Organization's press conference, and there is a case in Hong Kong where after 145 days, I believe, after 100 on 45 days, someone was reinfected, and they were trying to find out whether or not it was a relapse, or what was the possibility of reinfection, and how a person with who would have already experienced COVID-19, how that person's immune system would have adapted to dealing with the virus. So.
Well, that's the frightening thing about this
Yes.
virus, Nicole. I spoke to a medical doctor in San Fernando, and she was telling me, based on the way this virus is behaving,
Yes.
and that's why I always put forward the argument, you do not know whether the incubation period is 14 days, 25
Have
days,
no
or 30
idea what's
days.
going on, yes.
Yeah, so we need, what is important is that responsibility.
Of course, more cause for concern, huh?
If you are developing signs or symptoms, you need to go to the doctor.
That's
you
right.
need to go to a medical institution
Yes.
to be tested. So, you can
And
call
the
us.
chief medical officer did indicate over the weekend, if you know you're getting symptoms, especially severe symptoms, go to the medical health facilities and have yourself tested.
Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Pleasant good morning. Mad Max here. How are you doing?
Hey, Mr. Siparia, how are you going? It's been a while, boy. What's going on with you?
I'm listening, but I have to sit down and listen. That is all I could do.
I thought you could wash away the flooding in South.
Nah, which part I live in now on a hill, boy?
You're on a hill. Well, lucky you. Okay.
So, we can't be bashing one another for this COVID thing. But somebody have to take responsibility. And I am of the opinion that at least 75% of the responsibility is on the citizens' shoulder to curb this COVID thing. We as citizens, as the young lady there with you was saying about BBC and thing, we have technology now. We are so close to the whole world just by putting on the cable on your TV or putting on YouTube on your phone. And you're still seeing Trinidadians gathering. You still see them. How it is you going home from work and you have to stop by the bar before you go home? You just can't go home straight and practice this thing? Understand what I'm saying? We can't put the whole burden on the government shoulders,
That's right.
We have to take responsibility ourselves.
And note to Mad Max that the Chief Medical Officer and by extension the Minister of Health indicated that the front line is you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I am so dreadful of this COVID virus. When as I say, look at NBC, you look at Fox News, you look at BBC, CNN, when you see they show you the patients in the hospital across there, they're lying on the stomach with this ventilator connected, and they're there for a number of days, sometimes 14 days, 21 days on this ventilator, and they can't move, You are like in a coma, a self-induced coma while you have this ventilator. And this corona is a scary virus, This is not the common cough and cold. Right?
Mark, say what? Listen to me. Whenever people putting forward an argument to you that this is not a serious situation, let them go to any decanting center or any patient or Google it and see the suffering and the trauma that a patient goes through, and then they will understand.
Mr. Kenrick, the suffering, it is really, literally, you suffer with this virus. It is so scary. And I feel that CMO and them, when they're doing the daily briefing, I think they just have to put up a little example. Don't hide things from we know, because it's all over the world. Put up an example and show people this is the position it is being. Then we come in and we put in the nurses' life at risk and all kind of thing. And the doctors, and we put it up and show them. Another thing I want to touch to real quick. Crime by Mr. Kenrick. What happened to we? Mr. Kenrick, what other than the murders, I want, Mr. Kenrick, the robberies and things, what's going on with we?
Well, if the flood don't kill you, the bandits will kill you. And if they don't kill you, well, the coronavirus will kill you.
COVID will kill you. And if that will kill you, well, great is the PNM. Go on.
All right, my friend. No, well, I always say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and to the listening audience, crime is not a political problem.
Nope.
It's a national issue. It's a societal problem. Anyway, we have some other callers on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick.
Good morning.
I want to tell Nicole a special morning.
Good morning.
Because I already don't hear you, you don't be hiding. I like that hiding, I told you hiding.
Okay.
But it's all right, don't worry. I was here early and YouTube, don't worry. Right, remember, I wanted you see this coronavirus thing, but I still even talk about it at nowadays. So I am going to talk about it. Leave it right there because I am too hard. And I always saying that the step down that we have, and where you have to put them, when they get it, put them sit down in the corridor and wait for your turn. If it's 2 weeks, you have to sit down there and wait until they get out there to go and lie down. Don't put them in the hospital. Number 2, I see a fella called West from the Complaint Authority.
The Police Complaints Authority, PCA, yeah.
What happened is he come like Abu Bakr when he want to always do something to get in limelight. He's not the commissioner of police. And these fellas have to learn to do where their duty is. Do your duty and keep your mouth shut. But do what you have to do. And I said, you rather go to the media and put something on the media. The police commissioner tell you it don't work like that. And you're a lawyer, you are in a complaint authority, and that is what you're doing. Come now, man, I'm more done than you, and you doing that kind of thing. What about I the one who does what I go do? And I'm telling you, what you're doing is wrong. You cannot do that thing. That thing has steps to follow, like when you're going up in your house, you have steps, and you're not doing it. And let me tell Mohit girl something. You're lucky that Rambara tells me that. So let me say, the real heat won't be the coronavirus heat then. It will be the heat in Parliament. Then they say, all they will sit down and all they will debate when the time comes. And they will tell them about the calamity and then the coronavirus. So let me wait until that time comes, Mohit. We will see where we're going later on.
All right, no, and I'm of the view that members of Parliament elect, you're now a national figure. You ought to behave in a particular way. One must know that whatever you say will be published or will be reported in the media. So you have to be very conscious of the statements that you are making. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5.
Morning, Mr. Nicole. Morning, Shanna. Good morning, Mr. Henrik.
Good morning, Mr. Princess.
Mr. Nicole, I see you got a special good morning just now. So I joined the specialty behind that one. I stayed behind that one. Hey, Mr. Henrik, you know, it was so sad to hear a newly elected member of Parliament, a past mayor. I know this mayor came on board with so many credentials when she was, you know, the youngest mayor to be assigned, you know, a mayor post. I know to hear make a sad statement like that, you know, a statement that has, you know, has scientific data.
Mr. President, let me make a statement here, and I want you to contribute to it. And it is my opinion. I am of the view that there are certain elements within the United National Congress, even members of Parliament elect, that they are grinning from ear to ear because of the situation in front of us.
Yeah. Because here happening, Mr. Henrik, at this point in time, only person has control over the virus is really citizens with responsible behavior.
That's right.
The government can't do anything about it right now. What you do, you expect you see to come in somebody's house, come and put all our masks on you, tell him keep social distancing. Because the minister had made a statement a couple of weeks or maybe where he said, anybody you meet, imagine they have coronavirus. And once you operate in that environment, we will contain the virus as far as possible. And that's by what I'll say is just let's try to see our best we can encourage the people what we can do again. Because I mean I still seen people moving out. I mean what the guys are just the best thing they're doing. Highlight somebody in the suffering, bring them on the TV and show the suffering so the people will be more connected because like a lot of them don't know what the kind of suffering it is. Yeah. And I believe that might change some of them to a point. You could try it.
All right, well I hear you. All right, thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, sir.
What did he say the UNC is grinning from ear to ear about the COVID?
Anyway, that's my opinion. I'm listening to you.
But your opinion seems to be out of track. Check your opinion again.
I am free to share an opinion. You can dispute it. But when you look at what is happening in social media, and you listen to the comments coming from some of these members of Parliament,
and you view what they are posting on social media,
then you form a conclusion that some of them are very happy with the challenges that we are facing in Trinidad and Tobago.
Because of course it makes the government quote unquote look bad.
That's right.
So they would want to say, well, the government has not been doing what they're supposed to do, they're not performing, those different. That's a political thing.
Right, and I challenge anyone, look at social media,
Yes.
read at social media, look at the comments coming from these people.
Yes.
And you will form an opinion in your own way. Well, you know what? They didn't vote for the United National
Yes.
Congress, so
that is what all they get,
So all they
coronavirus.
take that,
Yes.
as though the People's National Movement
Could not.
is responsible
Yes.
for the virus reaching Trinidad and Tobago. This is what they are saying.
Mhm.
And I am saying one should not harbor such a view. This is a national issue.
It
This is a global pandemic.
It's a world issue. That's right.
We all need to support the measures as outlined by the Ministry of Health.
Yes.
Coming from the Chief Medical Officer.
But
I know
these
that
measures are not, confined to Trinidad and Tobago.
Mhm.
And it takes me back to the press conference I was just listening to. And the head of the World Health Organization was saying the same thing. Practice your social distancing, sanitize, take all the protocols necessary. So it's not just what our Ministry of Health or the CMO is saying. It's something that they've been guided by.
and those who are taking issue with my opinion this morning, I want to ask you the question this morning. What are your thoughts on the comments coming from one Vandana Mohit? What are your thoughts on that? Talking about what? It is karma for the People's National Movement. Really? And go back again to my good friend Mr. Bank Village, which sometime last week said he will just sit back and laugh. So when people say this to you on air, what sort of conclusion do you expect people to come to? And that's my take on it. I could be wrong, but it's something which we need to look at. Look, we need to be patriots. And hence that's the reason why I commended the Prime Minister for creating, or rather for actually calling on the Ministers of Education to look at the school curriculum, to introduce civics into the school curriculum. Be patriots. This country is too divided.
Very much so.
And we cannot move forward. It's too polarized. It's them and us. Look, the election is over, The election is over. Now we need to put our backs to the wheel and move Trinidad and Tobago forward. We have some real challenges in front of us. Real challenges in front of us. And we have to address those challenges.
Yes.
As a people, we need to address those challenges. Anyway, we're heading up to the hour of 7 o'clock. It's just about 1 minute here to the hour of 7. We'll take the 7 o'clock newscast, and then we'll come back with the second hour of today's edition of the morning program, You Talk, on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning. This country's death toll and coronavirus cases are continuing to climb despite the recent restrictions imposed by the government. Over the weekend, a 14th person died as a result of the virus. The victim was said to be an adult male with medical conditions. The Ministry of Health announced this latest death in its update on Sunday morning. Meanwhile, in its 6 p.m. update, the ministry said there were 1,007 positive cases of the virus since the start of the pandemic. According to the ministry, there are 828 active cases at the moment. As of Sunday afternoon, 19,461 samples have been submitted. Meanwhile, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parshram once again urged people with any symptoms to present themselves to a facility. He was speaking at the Ministry of Health's media conference on Saturday.
Test result that has not come. One, you have to make sure
that your symptoms are not getting worse. Don't wait for a COVID test to determine whether you should go to a facility.
This country needs to ramp up its testing significantly to be able to navigate through the COVID-19 pandemic. This suggestion comes from Chairman of the University of the West Indies COVID-19 Task Force, Professor Clive Landis. He made the statement during a task force virtual forum on Sunday.
Should be ramped up. So I believe that we will need more testing so that we can find the cases as they emerge. I think there is no doubt that there was an element of a hidden epidemic that was ongoing, and then it emerged.
Professor Landis believes this country's initial lockdown was effective in the first phase of the virus.
Which have been imposed, the movement restrictions which have been imposed, those have been shown to be effective. In the first phase of the epidemic, Trinidad was very effective in containing the epidemic. So I think that is fairly sound.
Meanwhile, Principal Medical Officer of Epidemiology Dr. Naresh Nandram said the ministry hopes to clear the backlog of testing by this weekend. He made the announcement during Saturday's media briefing. Dr. Nandram said the ministry have contracted the services of a private lab.
To clear the remaining backlog of samples, we've leveraged utilization of a private lab that was willing to accept samples from us. These samples went across yesterday, and we hope to have those results within 24 to 48 hours.
Dr. Nandram also revealed that a decision has been taken to expand the digital network of the Trinidad Public Health Lab system with the help of the regional health authorities.
Meaning, someone would sit at a computer, they would digitally enter the patient information, and the only thing that would be sent to the lab is a one-page line listing and the samples. And the samples now, being already digitally entered into our system, would go straight into the testing procedure, and the lab, on testing the sample in reporting, reports directly into the very same digital system.
The Beach Outreach Center is expected to resume normal operations from 8 o'clock this morning after being closed for the weekend. A recent release from the Eastern Regional Health Authority advised that the center would have been closed in order to facilitate scheduled maintenance works. Citizens were redirected to access health services at the Rio Claro Health Center and the Sandy Grande Hospital. The ERHA assured that the closure of the Beach Outreach Center was temporary and it should resume services delivery this morning. Police are continuing investigations into a triple murder in Gasparillo over the weekend. The victims were identified as 56-year-old Vijay Budu, 30-year-old Vidarshan Budu, and 24-year-old Suresh Sarwan Budu. Their bullet-ridden bodies were discovered on Sunday morning in a wooden shack off Connector Road. Meanwhile, investigations are also continuing into the murder of 28-year-old Nathan Julian. He was shot and killed on Saturday night in Maloney. Julian had no criminal history, and police believe he was not the intended target. 3 others were injured in the shooting. Julian was reportedly playing cards with friends when the shooting occurred. You are listening to the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international developments. We start with news in the region. The prisons in Guyana will be given a facelift soon. The promise came from Home Affairs Minister Robertson Ben during an impromptu visit to one of the country's prisons on Sunday. The Guyana Police Force said Ben received a first-hand look at sections of the prison which were damaged during a recent riot, along with the holding bay and coronavirus isolation facility. Ben was briefed by the Director of Prisons on matters such as the administration of the prison population and security challenges. The minister also met with prisoners where they expressed their concerns about the prison's conditions, along with court hearings and legal representation. Internationally, the man who killed 51 people at 2 mosques in New Zealand in 2019 had plans to target a third mosque. This was revealed during his sentencing. Brennan Tarrant also planned to burn down the mosque, wanting to inflict as many fatalities as possible. The Australian had pleaded guilty to 51 counts of murder, 40 attempted murders, and 1 charge of terrorism. Tarrant faces life imprisonment, possibly without parole, a sentence never before imposed in New Zealand. In news of the weather for the period today until midnight, Trinidad, Tobago and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles would experience mostly sunny and hazy conditions during the morning, which will give way to 1 or 2 showers during the afternoon in a few areas. There is the 60% chance of an odd heavy shower or thunderstorm favoring western and near hilly areas of Trinidad. Tonight will be mostly clear. Street flooding and gusty winds are possible in heavy showers and thunderstorms. Seas are moderate with waves 1.5 to 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 7 a.m. newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at 8 a.m. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Shake Leisure Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus, my name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him. Praise Him.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. 11 minutes here past the hour of 7 o'clock. Time check, courtesy Radio 975. Hello, good morning, and welcome to our program. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Larry. What's happening? What transpired over the weekend in Davie, boy? Flood and more flood?
Well, Kenrick, as you would know, I have been following the flood since Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I was posting pictures directly to Nicole, as she knows.
Yes.
And she was highlighting it on 97.5 page.
Yes. Thank you for that, Larry.
You're most welcome. I have been following that flood issue since Friday coming up, and I was warning the DJ on Friday afternoon, who plays in the evening. And I told him to let the listening audience know that the water will rise later in the night, because the weather forecast for the nighttime is just as bad as the daytime, because according to the ODPM, that bit of band that we was getting was dumping heavy rains. And I don't think people took heed. And according to yesterday, I haven't seen any pictures in Maya. I heard about it. But now people in Trinidad and Tobago should understand, if they're living in a low house, now is the time that you have to go higher. Nobody can already, right this particular time, can mitigate flooding as we would like. The country is starving for money. We don't have all the resources. We have to stand the losses according to how the climate is changing. And very soon to come, who knows, maybe part of Trinidad may be underwater because sea levels are rising. And these are frightening things. So not only COVID-19 is hitting the world, right here in Trinidad we're suffering with something called flooding. And a lot of people is not looking at flooding down the road. They're looking at flooding for today and next week, and that's it. But after rainy season done, we do not have a rainy season or dry season anytime in the Caribbean because how climate change affects us. But my advice to people is this: raise your house. That's it. Raise it. If your road flood, fine, but raise your house. Because when you're lost in your house, you lost plenty. Kenrick?
Yeah, no, hold on. Stay there with me. But some of the contributing factors to flooding, and we would have exhausted this already, Larry, is unplanned development and indiscriminate dumping of garbage and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And unless that is not addressed seriously by the agencies of the day, well, we'll continue to be with this problem for the rest of our lives, you know.
Kenrick, I don't want to suffer with a heart attack. I really don't want to get a stroke. I have prayed, let's put it in the English term in Trinidad language, I have prayed to the authorities and nothing really has been done. The law in this country, according to the judiciary, one of the businessmen in my community here is in court for the matter. We cannot understand why it is the magistrate or the judge in that matter is not granting the work for the corporation to break down that what he built in the river and clear back the water course. We don't know. So, Kenrick, I don't want to get bald head. I don't want to get heart attack. And I will always say this: I have been fighting for people in South Trinidad for flooding, and nobody not backing me up, nobody not hearing, nobody not coming out in strong strength to show the authorities how serious we are, Kenrick. Right now, COVID-19 is hitting this country like if a hurricane is passing over. Let me tell you something, Kenrick. I'm minding my damn own business now. Let's put it like that. But you see, when I told you last week that in China, people are getting reinfected back with the virus, you didn't take me on. Nicole said it this morning. I've been following the news abroad. And I'll tell you this much. Why did not the Minister of National Security in this country give traffic wardens the power and authority to start to lock down the bars when you see people patronizing the bars and sitting down in the bar or outside of the bar and revoke their license, Kenrick? These are things that the media who sits in front of the panel when they're having the press conference, but these set of people, I do not know if they have common sense. The media in this matter, who is asking said questions to the authorities who sit on that table every day or every other day, is not asking the correct questions. Everybody's saying the government alone is not responsible for COVID, and I agree. I listening to the opposition members how they're lashing out on COVID-19 and calling. Let me tell you something. I, for one, not picking sides. I am watching everything unfold. I have written a lot of blogs on Facebook within the past month, Kenrick, and I've seen what I write coming to pass. And people in this country, they just don't get it. I sent Nicole a clip. I want Nicole to go through that clip thoroughly. And Kenrick, when you have time, I want you to play it on your airwaves. It is part of the education drive that the Ministry of Health should be doing to let people understand of people in other countries where the virus is so rampant, who thought they would have survived this virus and end up dying and leaving loved ones behind. I am saying this morning. I'm minding my business. I have bread enough. I beg people enough. Did I take a day off to go and do some banking business? I have my business here at home. I am minding my business. Who want to go outside here, play Let's Care Kenrick, and do what they want, how they want, when they want, and not adhering? Kenrick, they are the ones who are going to be on the ventilator. They are the ones going to be in a room for 2 weeks without having anybody to visit them. When Trinidadians cannot hear Kenrick, what do you people to say? You got to feel, but wait, it's God of Trini. It's God of Trini. Look at the weather pattern. Look what's happening with COVID. Look at crime in this country. A bloody weekend. Bloody weekend. And you know what? We like it so, Kenrick. Have a good morning.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Larry, for your commitment, your thoughts with me this morning. But no, I mean, even us here at 97.5, every day on this program, I call on the people to behave in a particular way. And if we do not follow the guidelines, well, we will be overwhelmed with the situation, you know. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
And good morning to you, Kenrick.
This is the man, Nicole Bang Village.
Good morning.
Who said he will
and good morning, Nicole.
I want to introduce you properly. You're the one who said to me last week, you will rock back, sit back, and laugh. I'll remind you of that, you know. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, because when I start to talk to you, you just cut me off, you know.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know why, but, you know, I say probably, you know, it could be something else. But at the end of the day, let's go on. I keep telling you, and I keep telling this country.
No, but hold on. Let me interview you this morning. Why would you want to laugh?
Because you know why? Mm-hmm. Because the people had a choice, my brother, and the choice was chalk and cheese.
The people made a wrong choice.
And the people decide to put the same old with the same lies and old talk and mamagism and fool you. You understand? In the end of the day, when time for election, they come and they give you something and you get fooled. You understand? So I feel sorry for them, and I say, you know, the best thing to do, but I say laugh. You know?
Yes, so don't you? No, hold on. But don't you believe in democracy?
Yes, I believe
if you believe in democracy, why would you want to rock back and laugh?
Because you know why? People didn't take the opportunity to make a difference in the life, my brother.
So you're blaming the people for...
of course, you can't blame Mr. Rowley and the PNM.
Oh, so you're blaming the majority of
the people.
No. You're blaming the majority of the people of Trinidad and Tobago for voting for the PNM.
The people get an opportunity in 2010 and they get a little bit different.
Okay.
And they come and they get something worse. And they come back and put something... Yeah.
It didn't matter who they vote for, you know, the pandemic is still there.
So, yes, but let's go on because I keep telling people the PNM said that they control, they handle COVID. Mm-hmm. The PNM tell people I take $22 billion, not 22 million, $22 billion to give the people them. Mm-hmm. And up to now, the people are still looking forward for the money. The PNM come now and say, we can't shut down the country anymore, you know. You understand? Because money tight, we have no money. But the money go on, Kenrick. Where the money go on? You understand?
So hold on, let me tell you. No, hold on. The election over, you know.
Yes.
Right.
I drive up to Toko this weekend. And do you know, they cut the road, they shave it out, they make it bad. They come and this is sand and mud and thing, my brother. And you know what they do? Junior Sam and them do? They move out all the equipment and have the people them stand by. Because they fool the people and making them feel that they're going to clean, they fix the road and thing, my brother. And it's miles upon miles. You understand? So, my point is that when I tell you the cleaning the river mouth, where eyes could see, my friend, and I can see very far. You understand? I can see very far. And I seen where my eyes could see and go down the road where the problem is, they never clean it. And they fool the people then. You understand? And today, when I sit back and I see the PNM now It's crime. You know, God work in mysterious ways. You know that?
Yeah, I give you enough time, and you keep repeating yourself over and over. The election is over. Are you saying that the pandemic, the rise in cases we are seeing in this country, is fueled by the People's National Movement? That is what you're saying, you know. That is what you're saying, and not the people of Trinidad and Tobago, you know. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5.
No, I didn't say so.
But that is what you're telling me.
No, I didn't say so. Let me say it.
So, no, hold on. Wait, hold on. Let's don't argue. Let me ask you a straight question and you answer me.
Yeah.
Who is responsible for the pandemic? Who is responsible for the 1,000 cases?
I'm not blaming anybody, you know.
Okay.
These are sickness stomachos.
Okay.
And the administration said they handle it. But you believe in God? You believe in God, my brother?
Yeah, I believe in God.
Right. And God work in mysterious way.
Yeah, but I was...
Because you see, God give back the PNM the opportunity again to fix it.
Okay.
And I want to see. I want to see, my brother.
Well,
you understand?
They can't fix it, you know. The PNM can't fix this. It's the people who have to fix it. People like you have to fix it. You have to observe social distancing. You have to sanitize. You have to wear mask. You, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have to fix this. The PNM do not have what you call a vaccine for this pandemic. I don't know if you have one. The only solution I can tell you is based on what your former leader would have said. Kamla Prasad Bisesa, go in the sunlight. And the sunlight will kill COVID. Anyway, the election is over. Let me move on. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kendrick. I'd like to make a comment.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, yeah.
That last caller was kind of emotional like I do and like many of the callers are getting, but I want to say something, right?
But no, hold on there. You cannot make a decision.
I'm not making
or
a
a contribution based on an emotion. Do not make a decision or comment based on an emotion. Let's move on.
All right. Right before the election and probably before the Prime Minister announced the election, the police were everywhere enforcing the rules of that protocol that you've got to wear masks. They were visiting every village. I remember in St. Helena, they were all over like ants. They went to every shop, every parlor. They were going into hardware stores, and they were looking at social distancing. They were looking at the floor to see if there were markers on the ground to have that separation. They completely stopped. Everything has come to a halt. And you know something?
No, wait, hold on. Pause right there.
Okay.
So are you saying, in the absence of proper policing, that the people of Trinidad and Tobago, business people, and even people like you and I, we should not adhere to the guidelines, yes?
I'll share something with you with this country here. And it's done, and I've been here and I've been watching as an outsider. Repeatedly what they do is show and tell. When they tell you it's child marriage, they'll show you child marriage. When they tell you it's crime, they'll show you crime. And when it comes to protocol like health and safety, they're very lax with that. We have filthy drains. Look, a rain came the other day and we had a big flood in front of our house, and the rest of the village didn't have any because of illegal housing, illegal dumping, illegal filling drains and rivers. Our people, there's no rules to follow because...
All right, hold on. You see, that is why I
That is the mentality.
No, that is
when
why...
you try to
hold
follow
on.
the law and you try to live good, they'll shut you down. Like you were going to do now, shut me down.
No, I'm not going to shut you down. I'm just posing a question to you. It's a conversation we are having.
All right.
So you are blaming the authorities of the day for people dumping their garbage in drains and flooding and so on.
We pay them to enforce the laws, so they have a right. Just
And
like
what-
Hatcho.
and
look,
what-
Look what Gary Griffith is doing to Hatcho.
No, hold
They're
on.
sucking attention. I don't want that man to come... Please.
Ma'am, I'll cut you off. You know why? Because you're going from one extreme to the other. You are saying that you're blaming the government of the day. And I'm talking about People's National Movement or the UNC, eh?
Yes.
Because we had flooding under the watch of the People's Partnership and other administration. The point I'm making to you is this. Are you saying, and this is what you're saying to me, that you're blaming the government of the day for not cleaning the drain and removing all of the garbage inside of the drain and so on. But what about your responsibility as a citizen? What of your responsibility? And I've always said this on this program. There are people in this country who wait on CPEP, wait on local government or government agencies to cut the grass in front of their house and to clean their drain. You will not do that. People in Trinidad and Tobago, most of them do not do that. They do not take personal responsibility for their own environment. And that is the problem we have in this country. Government cannot legislate for everything. A police officer cannot be inside your business place 24/7 and tell you to observe social distancing or tell you to keep on your mask. We as a people need to adhere to the guidelines. You see, I don't know how many of you all listen to the press conferences with the Ministry of Health. The chief medical officer would have said, as a people, you are the front line now. You are the front line. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Kenrick, and there the problem lies. Did you listen to Ms. Madras? She said,
well, yeah, and
unplanned development. And wait. No, wait. Let me tell you why I'm saying this. They will not come out of the house and stage a little protest and highlight it on the television, different media houses, to show that people broke the law and let the authorities clamp down on them. You know why? Because they're in a comfortable zone. Whereas where I am, I started to work with the people in my community to help eradicate the said flooding by all different means of measures. And it's only when I highlighted the river on the news 2 months or 3 months ago, then the Monday morning they come and they bring excavators. So when I tell people, the only way you can get answers in this country is when you stage a little protest or highlight it in a different medium that people can see a problem. But they will sit down in their home, Kenrick, and they expect the problem to eradicate. And let me tell you this much. All what we're saying, Kenrick, all what we're saying on your frequency and on Facebook, all what we are saying, we will not get no way. You know why? The culture of the people in Trinidad and Tobago has reached where it has to go. We will not change. We will just adapt more negative, nasty attitudes, and things going to get worse. Don't blame the past government for COVID. Don't blame the present government for COVID. There's a country that the COVID virus came out. Blame them. But here what? What are we doing? This virus is going way out of control, and people in this country is not listening. If the Prime Minister said that we do not behave in a certain way, he have no other choice in the future to shut down, Kenrick. Let me tell you something. I have a work. I am an essential worker. I will do what I have to do to go there and make my living honestly and being safe. But those of them who have to lose their job, Kenrick, it's going to be more than a pandemic, you know. If you will get more crime increasing, you will have people committing suicide. Listen, people not understanding, Kenrick. You could break from now until next year, same time. People in this country have to change their mental capacity of thinking. They have to change their ways and come to the understanding that here what? We will suffer if we do not listen. But here what? It's too late. It's too late.
All right, well, I hear. No, listen to me, people. The point I'm making this morning is this. We cannot expect the government of the day to do everything for us. We have a personal responsibility to ourselves, to our families, and towards our community. A personal responsibility. The government, you cannot legislate for everything. You just cannot legislate for everything. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5.
Good morning, Kenrick. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
I don't know why Larry feels like you have to protest everything.
Well, probably protesting works for him.
No. This thing. How long are you protesting?
Years now.
Will you ever get done?
Well, at least they made some attempt to clean the drain or you run next to
I
them.
feel what Larry should do is to build a big, what do you call it, observatory by the river.
Mm-hmm.
And charge a fee for people to come and see all the alligator in the water. Because every time you call the same thing and you keep protesting, let me tell you something. Forgive me. I am not going to clean no drain. I'm not going to clean any drain. That is not my responsibility. There are so many people who work in the health department, health inspectors. You have doctors, you have health inspectors, you have sanitation workers. Let me tell you something. When kind meters operating, they clean drains, they cut all the savannas, everything was working right. Who closed it down? Me? Not me. The government closed it down. They don't have the resources now to clean the drains. You want me to clean the drain? Sorry, I ain't clean no drain. I pay my taxes. And my taxes say that I pay all of us up there to make it sure things work down here. I heard the Prime Minister of this country more than 5 years ago say we're going to have local government reform, where local governments have greater amount of autonomy and a greater responsibility. What happened in more than 5 years? Nothing happened. I am not in the parliament. I don't belong to local government. And if they expect me to come and protest, forget that. When my time comes for protest, and I don't get what I want done, I write to the ombudsman. And the ombudsman take up my problem there. So all this thing about this country where you always have the protesting to get what you want, it's time we stop that. The only kind of protest I know when you get to the PTA, you get to Village Council, in mass, go to a member of parliament, whoever is, whether UNCP, whoever it is, and say, hey, young man, get this thing right for me. I'm not going like a one-man show and fight nobody. You are being paid to sit that parliament. You're being paid to represent me. Do it, or next time around, I'm campaigning against you. I did it when I was in Pinal. I campaigned against my MP, and they moved her, and they put somebody else. Thank you much.
All right, well, thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. But I still maintain that one must observe a personal responsibility for yourself and for your community.
That's right.
Yeah, personal responsibility. One do not expect the government of the day to do everything for us as the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
And can you give me a minute, please?
When I give you a minute, you just want 5 minutes, and I'll send an invoice for you. Go ahead.
You know, the last administration, I'm not spending them time with UNC. They say they call them a box drain government, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see up in Miaro there, where some people say they never get flooded, and they get flooded, all the things get damaged.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And there was asking, let's draining them to, to make a little box drain and so forth and thing, and they promise them, and it never happened. You understand? And I see that is my point. The poor people in this country, and I'm not blaming the government, and you as an individual must take that responsibility, my brother, to take care of yourself, protect yourself, use your mask, wash your hands, be there, because cleanliness is closer to godliness, correct? You understand? And in the end of the day, my friend, I believe that the government should take responsibility for all this thing that happened, not over there, all this thing that happened right now.
All the things like what, Mr. Bang Village, flooding in Trinidad and Tobago? Huh? You'll blame the government, you'll blame the Minister of National Security, and by extension, the police commissioner, if you're walking into your house and chop up your wife and children. You'll blame the government for that? You blame the Minister of National Security for that? You blame yourself. You blame yourself because you cannot take control of your own emotion. You see, we always have a tendency in this country to blame everybody but ourselves. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Hello, morning.
Good morning.
These in Point Lisas where these shutdowns are going on presently. Right? I don't think it have any social distancing going on there at all. If you take a walk through in some of these plants where these shutdown going on, you will see it worse than the bar. So I don't know what they're talking about the bar, and in those places there, you don't have no social distancing at all. So I can see if they here they have hand sanitizers in those plants when you're going in. Right? Nothing at all. Thank you.
All right, well, that's the point I'm making. It's about personal responsibility. No, you cannot blame the government of the day for that. The government is here to just outline policies, just to make policies. You, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, you have to observe the guidelines of the day. And if you are telling me that people down at Point Lisas that they are not adhering to the guidelines, what do you do? Do you need police officers to go down there and tell them, well, wear their mask? Put them apart, 6 feet apart? No. Police officers do not do that. They cannot do that. They cannot be 24/7 in everywhere in Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
And good morning, dear.
I find the people them is too lazy. If they clean around the place, it wouldn't have no garbage. Pick it up, put it side the road. And again, I went to the Matilla clinic. I just want to say this too much. And the doctor was saying about a different person to I am. And he came out and he called that doctor all coolie mother so and so. Right from Matilla. But the people around the place supposed to clean and have their place clean, not a jungle probably to get flood up and start to panic for the place flood out and this and that. Yes. All right, then you have a nice day.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Ma'am. She's talking about some incident would have happened at Matilda Health Center. I don't know much about that. Anyway, we need to take a commercial break at this time. When I come back, we'll try to get in touch with Minister of Youth Development and National Services, Fitzgerald Hines. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited: RS Building, Rosha Douglas Road, Barrackpore; GN Building in Pinal; and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
School Sport Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's School Sport Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Chaguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained.
Well, I've been trying to get in touch with the MP, Fitzgerald Hines, to get his thoughts on this new ministry, which he is at the helm of. We're talking here with the Ministry of Youth Development and National Services, but I've not been able to get him on the line. I'll try a bit later on the program, because I want to give these new ministers an opportunity to share their thoughts as to how challenging it could be or will be for them in their new portfolios. So let's move on with our conversation. Well, tomorrow, Nicole, I understand that the opposition leader, Kamla Prasad Visesa, would be installed in office as the leader of the opposition.
Yes.
Yeah. So that should be interesting to you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, so we're moving on. You can call us at 636-7547, 227-5739. You can also WhatsApp us at 378-4975. Just to remind you of what the murder toll for the year now looks like. 265 people would have been murdered in the country thus far. And I told you that despite the changing of an administration, the changing of a government, that these challenges still present itself to us on a daily basis. The wave of criminality continues in Trinidad and Tobago. Nicole, you from the East-West Corridor.
Yes.
And this is it's a very sad story indeed, where bandits would have invaded a supermarket, Happiness Supermarket. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that this is the first time or the second time that this supermarket would have been robbed.
Well, this is Happiness in Barataria. If I recall, the one in Kirap also was robbed.
It's also called Happiness, yes?
Yes.
We're not so happy for this group of people. Yeah, very traumatic indeed. And one man would have been killed in this attack. A very, very traumatic situation indeed. Pushing the murder toll to 264, 65 thereabout. A bloody weekend. 6 people would have been murdered in the country over the weekend. And last week I would have spoken to Dr. Alan Sami, who is the head of the Penal Debe Regional Corporation. And he would have outlined the plans which he would have tabled or sent to the various agencies, government of the day, to tackle flooding in the Oropouche Basin. And some of those plans would have been, greater legislation and resources and what have you. But we can also always talk about, a lack of resources. But I always mention to the people of Trinidad and Tobago that unplanned development, indiscriminate dumping of garbage contributes to the flooding which we have been witnessing thus far in the country, despite the increase in rainfall and what have you. Go ahead, Nicole.
Yes, indeed. And people tend to think that their actions really do not have consequences. It's simple. Sometimes you're going down the road and you're driving in a vehicle, and the vehicle in front of you see something out the window. Where is it going? Have you ever sit and think about where it's going? It's going into the water courses, and these things block the water courses that basically contribute to flooding. That contributes to flooding. So in addition to having the Ministry of Works and Transport and the government of the day doing the dredging of rivers and everything, come on, it's your responsibility. If you're traveling in a vehicle, put it in a bag or keep it on you until you find a dustbin or something to throw it.
And why I always tend to commend CPEP for doing a good job indeed. In my area of Jordan Hill, I got a job as lead about 2 days for the week or so. And CPEP would do a fantastic job in cleaning a particular area.
For you to jog.
yeah. And then you go on the other day and you see mounds of garbage, people dumping the garbage indiscriminately. And I often wonder, what sort of people are we to do that?
Exactly. Can remember during the last lockdown when the beaches and the rivers were closed, and you look at images from the beaches and the rivers and how clean the ground were around, the surroundings were very clean, no garbage. And then when the restrictions were lifted 2-3 days later, you saw what would have happened. Garbage all over the place. So come on, it says something about us as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
On Saturday, just to shift gears here a bit, Nicole, on Saturday I spoke to one of the frontline workers attached to the San Fernando General Hospital in Lewis. And she was actually in tears because she has this young child, a 3-year-old baby, and she has to work 12 hours.
Wow.
She said the problem, Kenrick, is not working the 12 hours, but the condition under which you have to work. Do you know what it's like to wear a mask for 12 hours in a confined environment?
Wow.
Huh?
I mean, wearing a mask for so long makes me feel like I'm dying,
Yeah.
literally.
So when we look at the challenges these frontline workers face as a result of people of this country not behaving in a particular way. Look, yesterday there was cricket down at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy.
Yes.
And after the first game, I took a drive through my community to get some things done. And I can tell you, Nicole, that you'll see bars closed.
Yes.
But there'll be about 6 or 7 vehicles
But
parked up in front
the
of
Minister of
the
Health mentioned this over the weekend. He said he has been getting reports of bars that are closing their doors and accommodating persons to watch CPL.
And so you're not fooling anybody,
Yes.
You're not fooling anybody. And actually what you're doing, you're just compromising your own safety and your own
that
health.
of others.
Yeah. So I just smiled to myself. Now, one will say, well, why didn't I report it to the police? Well, I do not have the evidence to suggest that people were actually gathering.
Yes.
All I can tell you is
and you wouldn't want to go in yourself, right?
Yeah. And I see about 6 or 7 vehicles parked up in front of bars and what have you. It tells you something, that people are not taking this seriously at all,
Yes.
Not taking it seriously. Again, let me remind the country, it is 1,007 cases thus far.
That's right.
14 people,
deaths.
14 people would have died. It's a very, very frightening situation
Yes.
indeed. Anyway, 15 minutes here to the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's take a commercial break. And I'll try again to get in touch with MP Fitzgerald Hines to see if we can continue with our interview with him. Stay with us here, 975.
Wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him, praise Him.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Gosh, boy, I can't wait to go home now.
Stuck in traffic again, Hare Babri.
Well, guess what? Your day is about to get hotter than ever in the afternoon. It's the new afternoon drive time program on You 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Tune in Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with yours truly, the DJ Flavia Experience. Let's make it hotter than ever in the afternoon. Great music, great info, and great vibes. Hotter than ever in the afternoon. Monday to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. on You 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
Now, there's a very interesting letter published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. I just want to share it with you. You see, it's about casting blame. The chief medical officer and his team are responsible for the spread of the COVID-19 virus. The question is being asked, why did Dr. Roshan Parasram allow so many rallies to take place in a party-like atmosphere all over Trinidad and Tobago, knowing our people to be lawless and carefree? That's the question being asked. I say that to you because that question was also posed to me over the weekend. Why did the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, call an election in a pandemic? But I also asked another question. Damn if you do and damn if you don't. If the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, did not call an election, some people would be of the view that he's trying to stall the election, taking, let's say, quote-unquote, advantage of his power. So what do you do? Here it is that the Chief Medical Officer is being blamed now. Is being blamed by one particular letter writer for the spike in the coronavirus. But the letter writer did not take into consideration that the chief medical officer would have implored onto the people of Trinidad and Tobago that while you campaign, wear your mask, observe social distancing. But as a people, we do not behave.
And we didn't pay attention, did we?
So you're blaming the chief medical officer for the behavior of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, how unfair can you be? How unfair can you be? Because he would have said that.
That's
and
right.
I'm sure in today's press conference, again, he would be calling on the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Observe social distancing, sanitize, and ensure that you wear a mask. Now, wearing of a mask is not mandatory by law.
That's right.
But there are certain stipulation in the government, in the laws of Trinidad and Tobago, where the police service can act based on the public health ordinance. They can act. Now, one of the first act that this government will have to do is to go to Parliament, draft legislation to ensure that the wearing of masks becomes mandatory.
Because we as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago
do not behave enough. So here it is. That's the point I'm trying to make to my good friend Mr. Bank Village. The government of the day cannot legislate for everything. I've been making that point for the longest while. We as a people need to be responsible. Look, within the last 3 weeks, Nicole, we would have had a spike in coronavirus, which was not expected in this country.
That's right. Because in the last phase, we went up by 2, 3, 10 for the most, I believe. And now we're going up by 35, 45, 91 in a day.
And more than that, you're looking at the strain it would have on the resources of the country.
Yes.
Here it is now. My understanding is that the Valsain Teachers College in Valsain will now be used as a decanting center.
Yes. And
also there are increased bed spaces being made available down at the DBA campus.
Yes.
So the government of the day is putting measures in place to
But
accommodate.
yet still they are asking persons to do what is necessary because they do not want an overburden of the healthcare system. I mean, the parallel system is going way beyond that it should have been going. And, to have an overburden of the healthcare system will totally mean a disaster for us.
Well, look, and I've been saying this for the longest while. We cannot overburden the health system in this country. We're going to be in a situation where it will be so overwhelming, Nicole, that we cannot cope with it. We will be pulling hairs literally out of our head to come to grips with this problem. You see, people ask me why I keep harping on this, because it is very, very serious.
It is.
It takes a toll on frontline workers. It takes a toll, or rather, on the resources of the people of Trinidad and Tobago and the government of the day. And as a people, look, I am sure. I listened to the Maxi Taxi Drivers Association, where they have been calling for not 50%, but 60%.
Yes.
Well, people, it's only one more passenger you're looking for, So why can't you operate at 50%? It is for your own interest, and the interest of your passengers. Why all these resistance to all of these measures? And when the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, if things happen as the way it is now, and he calls for greater restrictions, we as a people will continue to raise a red flag, punishing the people of Trinidad and Tobago. People have already lost business. And this week I will try to get in touch with Kiran Singh, who is the president of the Greater San Fernando Chamber, to get his thoughts on what is happening in San Fernando. Because my understanding is that a number of businesses would have closed their doors, especially small business, Nicole.
Yes,
small
but
business.
It's not only San Fernando; it's across the board. If you if you go to certain shopping areas in Trinidad and Tobago, I am sure that you're going to find a lot of doors closed because of COVID-19. Now, honestly, Kenrick, if you walk through the malls, you would also see that as well. But I'm so afraid I didn't even go out this weekend.
And look how arrogant some of our people are.
Yes.
In this country, especially in my area, in South River, people love to eat doubles. And yesterday morning, these are about 4 guys. They were at this double store, Shiva, purchasing the doubles and actually eating their doubles on the compound itself. And I told him, that's a no-no. You're not supposed to be gathering and eating your doubles and so on.
You're not supposed to.
You're
That's
supposed to take it home. He said he wasn't aware of that. And
really?
Yeah. And the police can't stop him from eating the doubles next to the stall. I said, no, that is...
Imagine if the police had pulled up and he tell the police officer that.
And then they will talk about, the police, bullying them and what have you. But no, you need to be informed.
But if you don't know, then you need to find out, because, every time that they make adjustments to the public health guidelines, they are posted on social media, they are posted everywhere. People are talking about it. They are not long. Sit and read them. So you would know what is right and what is not right.
Anyway, we're heading up to the hour of 8 o'clock. It's just about 5 minutes to the hour of 8. Let me keep you a bit entertained as we prepare for the 8 o'clock newscast right here on 975. A bit later on, I'll be trying to get in touch with Rushton Parry, who is the Member of Parliament for Mayaro, to get his thoughts on what is happening in Mayaro. Remember, certain areas in the Mayaro, Rio Claro area over the weekend would have been inundated with flood waters. So we'll try to get in touch with him a bit later on in the program. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
When I look around in the world, what do I see? I see footprints that man have left on the sand while walking through times. I see fruits of our ambitions, figments of our imagination. And I ask myself, when will it end? When will it end? It is plain to see, universally this land is not bountiful as it was. Simply because in this quest for success, nothing stands in man's way. All rivers run dry. Soon the birds won't fly, the mountains will be no longer high. And when I really think of it, yes, I just wonder why. Why? I see charity deployed, equal rights totally ignored, wisdom and ingenuity working in accord, simply to afford such inventions as thermonuclear warfare and environmental warfare. And I wonder now, where do we go from here? Prophets everywhere gaze upon the horizon, and declare that judgment will come as the savage hands of unscrupulous men defile everything passed by. Time is running out as we eat and drink species at the brink of being extinct, yeah. And I think no one can deny that the price of progress is high, really, really high, high, high. I see consciousness abate as today we live recklessly. Money make egos inflate and thereby create a turbulent state. I see a struggle between the sexes, new hang-ups and old complexes. Now the question is, right in context, what shall be next? I've already seen this would have come divided between race, color, creed, and class. And some of the things the scripture predict how it truthfully come to pass. Soil that wouldn't be here, children making children to be a part of this growing mass. And I ask, if this is progress, Lord, how long would it last? How long would it last? How long would it last?
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 97.5 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
New 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
That was major news. Super quality.
This is the ATM News on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Uma Rajan Singh. Good morning. The Ministry of Health, in its latest update yesterday, has announced 44 new COVID-19 cases and the death of one male. 36 positive cases are from Trinidad, while 8 are from Tobago. According to the Ministry of Health, the number of samples submitted to CARFA and UWI site for testing stands at 19,461. Number of samples which have been tested positive at public and private facilities 1,007. Total number of active cases 828. Number of persons discharged 139. Number of deaths presently stands at 14. All health protocols have been implemented. Members of the public are being advised to adhere to all health protocols. Chairman of the University of the West Indies COVID-19 Task Force, Professor Clive Landis, is advising TNT on its escalating COVID-19 cases to identify the most vulnerable communities. Landis, one of the panelists in yesterday's virtual discussion titled Ethical Issues in the Management of COVID-19 Pandemic in the Caribbean, hosted jointly by the UWI COVID-19 Task Force and the National Bioethics Committee of Jamaica. Professor Landis commented while responding to a question on how TNT could navigate this period of a sudden spike in cases. He said that TNT have very strong testing conducted, which is around 14,000 in Trinidad for the size of its population, and testing should be ramped up and more testing is needed to find the cases as they emerge. Regarding how the pandemic could be managed, Landis said the lockdown and restrictions which were imposed proved to be effective in the first phase of the pandemic in TNT, which helped the country succeed significantly in containing the epidemic. He said identifying these communities, together with a high volume of testing, some restriction of movement already implemented in most Caribbean countries, and applying best practices in hygiene. The family court in Port of Spain is presently closed due to a security officer who came into contact with a positive COVID-19 patient. The officer has since been tested for COVID-19 and results are pending to determine his status. The judiciary announced the closure yesterday and noted that no one will be allowed to enter into the court building until sanitization has been completed. Members of the public will be kept informed of future developments. Services such as court pay and domestic violence hotline and e-filing are available, and the court can be contacted at 223-1060 extension 1254. The Beach Outreach Center is expected to resume normal operations from 8 a.m. today after being closed over the weekend. A recent release from the Eastern Regional Health Authority advised that the center would be closed over the weekend to facilitate scheduled maintenance works. The ERHA assured it resumed services delivery as of this morning. And crime continues, this time in Tobago. According to reports, one man is warded in a serious condition following a shooting in Tobago on Saturday night. Around 9 p.m., several people were in the vicinity of Milford Road, Crown Point, when they heard several loud explosions, after which they saw a white vehicle speeding away from the scene. The victim, identified as Neil Ramsamy, was found bleeding from gunshot wounds. Police were notified and the injured man was rushed to the Scarborough General Hospital for treatment. Up to yesterday, he was said to be in a serious condition. And continuing in Tobago, 5 men have been charged for the murder of Alivion crime boss Nurse in Tobago. Police said the charges against the 5 means all 8 murders in Tobago for 2020 have been solved. According to a statement by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service issued yesterday, the Homicide Bureau of Investigations conducted an investigation operation called Rolling Waves in Tobago Division, which was done in collaboration with the Tobago Division, Central Intelligence Bureau, and other strategic internal and external partners. The operation involved the investigation into the death of Alivion Nurse, also known as crime boss of Franklin Road, Lekoto, who was shot and killed on Friday, July 3rd at Province Road, Lekoto, Tobago. And also the death of 19-year-old Elena Dial of Riceland Trace, Canby, Tobago, who was stabbed and burnt at Kilgwin Beach, Canaan, Tobago. Dial succumbed to her injuries on July 17th. And the death of Dwight Turnip, which occurred June 24th. An audience was held on Saturday, August 22nd with the Director of Public Prosecutions, Senior Counsel Roger Gaspard, who advised that the following persons be charged for murders: Devon Papers Turnip, Kurt Blacker Eastman, Tristan Yankee Reno, Yuri Fletcher, and John Jodell Duke. And as we move across regionally to Grenada, the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg Association continues to extend assistance to children of nutmeg farmers who are under its scholarship programs for the academic year September 2020 to June 2021. The Scholarship Award Program was re-established in 2015, and it is a 5-year program that supports farmers' children who were successful in the CPEA exam. On August 19th, 10 students were awarded scholarships. Thus far, 20 students have benefited under the program, and to date, 3 students have successfully graduated from their respective schools. And as we switch across the globe internationally to India, India has reported a recorded drastic jump of coronavirus infections, bringing the total near 3 million. The 69,878 new infections take India's total cases to 2.98 million, behind the United States and Brazil. According to the Federal Health Ministry data, COVID-19 deaths increased from 945 to 55,794. Cases have plateaued in Mumbai, which now averages just over 1,000 a day and has recorded more than 134,000 in total. And on to the weather forecast for today. Trinidad and Tobago will experience mostly sunny and hazy conditions during the morning, which will give way to 1 or 2 showers during the afternoon in a few areas. There is a 60% chance of an odd heavy shower or thunderstorm favoring western and near hilly areas of Trinidad. Street flooding and gusty winds are possible in heavy showers and thunderstorms. Seas will be slight to moderate with waves 1.5 to 2 meters in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 27 degrees Celsius and expected to reach a high of 32 degrees as the day progresses. And that brings us to the end of the 8 a.m. news on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Join us at 10 a.m. for a news update. I am Irma Rattensing, reminding you to observe all health protocols and wear your masks, covering your nose and mouth. Wash your hands regularly. Save your life, save others. Have a safe and good morning.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations, Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
K&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters, and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax, and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton, and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Chaguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper. We are into the third and final hour of today's edition of the morning program. Well, with me on the line now is Kiran Singh, who is the president of the Greater San Fernando Chamber. I just want to get his thoughts on what's the business environment like in the San Fernando area, given the fact that we have all of these new restrictions. So let's take him live on the air. Good morning, Kiran, and thanks for taking our call this morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Kenrick, and good morning to Trinidad and Tobago.
The last time we spoke was before the general election of 2020.
Yes,
now that a new government has been installed, it is certainly a challenging time. And I want to get from you your thoughts on what is happening in and around San Fernando. Because as head of the Greater San Fernando Chamber, you must be very concerned about the closing of some businesses and people losing their jobs and so on, given the new restrictions we are having. You share your thoughts with me.
Yes, Kenrick. This is a very worrying time for us in the business community. We are faced with severe financial challenges. From an economic point of view, the global fallout of demand happened before the event of COVID virus. The fact that there's been a spike in infections within the last 2 weeks is cause for concern. It's somewhat worrying that we were practically at zero level of infections, and all of a sudden we have this spike. And it seems we need to find out why this is happening, how it is happening, and how to curb it. The government has made the decision to restrict activities, congregating, limit to 5, no in-house dining at bars or restaurants, takeaway service, curbside only. This has, of course, led to jobs being reduced, employment levels being affected because there's a drop in demand for these services. Then staff is no longer required at that level. So the food courts and malls also would be affected.
Well, I wanted to get to that. The fact that we have all of these restrictions, there's a view being expressed by some that given the spike in the virus, we can expect further restrictions and further shutting down of business. And certainly your membership and yourself should be very concerned about this. What are some of the plans you have in place to, let's say, educate your membership? What are some of the ways of moving forward with this, Kiran, if you can find any at all?
Well, we are having discussions with the membership on what we can do to survive and traverse the crisis. It's definitely going to take some time, some measures, some intelligence coming from the business mind on what we can do to adapt to the new environment. We have to find innovative ways of delivering the goods and services to the customers. There has been the development of the delivery service. Some young enterprising individuals have formed themselves into groups where they deliver, whether it's food or beverages, even alcohol, to your place of your domestic environment or business environment, delivering food and whatever you need, even from the grocery and so on. So this has created some level of new employment, but it's not significant by any means, given the fact that even the casinos have had to close.
All right, but going forward, Kieran, are there any plans to meet with the members of parliament, in this respect, Brian Manning and Faris Al-Rawi, to chart a way forward in these troubling times?
Of course. Seeing that they were only recently appointed to their various portfolios, we thought it only prudent to give them a few days to settle into office, and then we would be reaching out to them to have meetings with them, to hear their thoughts and visions for South Trinidad.
One would anticipate, Kieran, that with the shutting down of business and people losing their jobs, the issue of security, the issue of crime comes to the fore. You must be concerned that there would be an increase, an escalation of criminal activities in and around the San Fernando area, because people would have lost their jobs, and you have young men who would be, trying to pounce on, let's say, the unsuspecting public. Your thoughts?
Yes, we all know that there's a direct link between the level of crime and the level of business activity, and whenever there's a drop, an increase in unemployment. And this has happened. We have seen recently a couple of robberies, unfortunately, taking place with groceries in particular. And these are, hard-working citizens who have who put out their capital and expect a return on their investment. And we're just worried that fear of being robbed and violence that is associated with the level of crime. It would discourage business people from opening at the later hours that they would normally be accustomed to. They would be closing their doors earlier. And this again would affect business activity. It would affect how the staff levels that they would be able to generate within their business places. And what we need to do is reach out. We know that the police service have their hands full, but we need to come up with a cohesive plan and how we're going to tackle this new wave of crime that could arise, given the fact that there's all this dampening of business activity.
All right. Let's shift focus here a bit, Kieran. The 2020-2021 budget will be presented by Finance Minister Colm Imbert as head of the South Business Chamber, the Greater San Fernando Chamber of Commerce. Your thoughts? What are you hoping for? What are you expecting in this budget?
Well, we are having a meeting with the membership within the next few days. Well, as a virtual meeting, of course, because we're not allowed to congregate on what we would look forward to, but certainly we'll be advocating for more emphasis to be placed on the agricultural sector as one of the priorities, given the fact that the food import bill is astronomical, and we have the challenges of reduced foreign exchange, the fact that Petrofin still has not been sorted out. So we'll be looking for that based on the southern economy as a means of creating the re-employment of those who would have been laid off since we shut down. And we would look to see what plans. We would want to see some more diversification of the economy and we know that the government spoke about digitizing the various frameworks of the government. So we would want to hear their plans on how the IT is going to come on stream, because that would be one of the ways that we have to, the new normal, as they say, that we have to operate in to get certain levels of the communication and or the bureaucratic process to continue. So these are some of the things we would look for.
What about in terms of creating the framework, as you would have said, the policy to make it much easier for business people like yourself to engage in businesses and so on to let's say, increase or to generate the economy? You would be looking at that. You're making the environment a bit easier to conduct business in the country.
Well, the point is the ease of doing business. Trinidad has fallen, unfortunately, down the rankings over the years. So we would want to see that this is being given attention to by the ministries under which their portfolios would fall for this category, and it would then inject investor confidence back into the business sector. We all know that the private sector, especially the SME sector, is the largest employer of apart from the government. And we have a tremendous responsibility to adhere to and expect that they would recognize that, and we could work together to continue to keep the economy going forward, and we don't see a spike in unemployment given all these other factors.
All right, Mr. Singh, I want to thank you very much for taking some time off to talk with us this morning. I know you have a challenging time in front of you as head of this organization, and to let's say keep people employed, given the level of what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us, and all the best to you and your organization.
Thanks as always, Kenrick, and good luck to Trinidad and Tobago going forward.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good morning. All right, we had a caller here on the line. Well, that was the voice there of Kiran Singh, the president of the Greater San Fernando Chamber, just expressing some thoughts with us this morning. Going forward, he's expecting that, the government of the day, when presenting the 2021 budget, will make it a bit more easier for business people rather, to get involved. And more than that, looking at the infrastructure, looking at the crime situation in the country. Certainly a challenging time ahead in front of us. We have this caller here on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Kenrick, and morning to your co-host.
Well, cricket and lovely cricket, my friend. Good morning to you.
Yeah, well, cricket, just watching, but it had no intensity. I mean, but say what? Well, Kenrick, I going around the place watching what's going on, and the place is a total shutdown here. If you're driving on the highway down to Sadakani Highway, you're driving through the village, all the small business locked down, shut down. Now, somebody make a statement about karma. I don't want to add it. But karma is our old statement here. This economy was in trouble a long time now here. Now, with Corona coming now, Corona just comes to highlight what's going on here. But I seen it. This is my opinion. Since last year, it had Corona here. But nobody want to officially come and say it because you go strong bad and you will be spreading bad news.
But hold on. But why would you make such a comment?
Right. Last, a question was asked earlier on this year by how much people died last year from respiratory disease, right? And the answer was 50-something. And then you get, how much died this year from respiratory? This is over 500. So right there alone you're seeing something making sense. Now, we can hide and say the great job doing by the authorities. Okay, but the point is we're under attack, we're in trouble. We're in serious trouble here. You have people die of more than a week waiting on autopsy and they can't get it because they had to get a swab. All right, okay, fine, no problem. But you can't be hiding this thing again. This thing is out in the open now here. You had warned about the curve. This is not a curve, this downhill we going here. This downhill we going here. You talking, you watching the place like a ghost town and you want to know what is happening here, boy.
Well, the only way or some of the ways to prevent the spread of COVID-19 is to stay at home and not gather. And this is why, according to you, you would see the place quote unquote dead.
Yeah, because I have a group of fellows with his house sometimes. All of them is small businessmen. And most of them on the verge of closing down or bankruptcy. Most of them, small middle class businessmen who self-sufficient, that is send home the workers. They aren't too like, but nothing coming in. The cashiers shut down. The good workers have to leave the work. So we have to do something. We got to find something different now to go this thing out.
Well, what is he finding something? What are your suggestions? We know the problems. What are the suggestions?
Well, I big thinker along them lines. But I say that people in this place could come with suggestion to try something. Because we can't just sit down and wait for something to happen here. We got to make something happen now. Me and Tom going to the sunlight and go and drink disinfectant. Me and Tom about that there. Because I tell you, I know man believe in education. And what I see going on with the children in this country right now, it would take me years to recover this here. If recover, because this is the time where the children have to separate the sheep, the good children from the weak children, and here the common entrance. And it's total chaos. Then we have university students taking, you have secondary school. Something had to be done about it.
Yeah, but you're saying something, but what is the something?
I don't want to say something because if I say a national radio, what I want to do, I'll put you in trouble. So, but I don't say nothing.
All right, okay, my friend. All right,
I don't want to put you in trouble at all. I mean, this wrong, so lost his salary, you'll be right.
Well, thank you very much. No, you're quite right. We are in deep trouble, given the fact that we have this spike in coronavirus. We had a lockdown, and it would have impacted negatively on the people of Trinidad and Tobago and businesses. I do think that if we get into another lockdown, according to the Prime Minister, we may be able to recover. It will take us a very, very long while. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Good morning, Kimoti. Say that? Yeah. We know that.
Like nothing.
All right, well, I hear you, yes, according to Kimoti. Well, look, we always had I don't want to say a spike, but there was always an increase in murders in this country. It's only given the last a month or so that the focus would have been on a general election and COVID-19. But with the general election behind us now, these reports will continue to circulate and continue to come to the fore. 6 murders over the weekend, pushing the figure to 265. And my caller there from Samoa is right. Something ought to be done. I don't know what can be done. Maybe we can do like other countries and throw caution to the wind, and who fall by the wayside, but that has been quite reckless indeed. I won't advocate for such. In the meantime, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to protect ourselves and our family. We need to do that. Resources, quite limited, people, quite limited. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
When people get it, I can't pronounce it, right? The coronavirus or something. And the hospital, they have no medication,
All right, but I don't know if they have any medication or not. I mean, that has always been your call and cry, Kimoti. No medication at health centers and at hospitals and what have you. Anyway, so we move on with our conversation. 29 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. That time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Nicole, any word on Rushton Parry?
I tried calling him several times and nothing.
All right.
I guess he probably was out and about yesterday, so probably
Well, probably he's out on the field looking at mop-up operations, yes?
Yes.
The Mayaro, Rio Claro area was hit hard over the weekend with flooding, and we've been trying to get in touch with Rushton Parry, the Member of Parliament for Mayaro, but we would have failed thus far. Well, we will try again. Stay with us here, 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Well, yes, with us on the line now is Rushton Parry, Member of Parliament elect for Mayaro. Let's take him live on air. Good morning, MP, and thanks for taking our call this morning.
Hi, good morning, sir. My pleasure.
Well, thank you very much for, I know you have a very busy schedule this morning, probably looking at mopping operations and the damage which would have caused by that flooding yesterday. Share with us the extent of the damage and what are some of the challenges that you are having in trying to bring some sort of relief to those residents affected.
Well, what I can tell you, because of the amount of rainfall between Friday and yesterday, quite a few areas throughout the constituency came under some heavy flooding. Mm-hmm. What was interesting is that a lot of non-traditional areas were flooded out yesterday. Mm-hmm. Now, in those communities, there were about 5 or 6 communities where we had reports of severe flooding. There were probably about 100, 150 homes that were affected. But in speaking to the disaster management unit early this morning, mm-hmm. I think about 35 or 40 homes actually suffered a lot of property damage. Their furniture, their equipment, fridges, quite a few businesses were affected as well. So the cleanup operations happened yesterday because what happened, when the water came up from about 5, 6 o'clock yesterday morning, mm-hmm. by about 10, 11 o'clock, a lot of the water had subsided, but the damage had already been done. So a lot of these homes, people took it upon themselves. I reached out to WASA to find out if their supervisors could have, at least turn on the water in some areas that did not have. Mm. So at least folks would have gotten the opportunity to, get the cleaning and sanitization going. So I suspect the vast majority of homes and businesses would have been cleaned up yesterday. The 1 or 2 who may remain today, I've reached out to our CPEP gangs here in Mayaro, and they have decided that if anybody needs some specific assistance, they are ready as well and waiting to assist if needed.
All right.
So we're in the process of looking at that this morning.
All right. MP, some residents would have described the flooding in that jurisdiction as the worst they would have seen in years. And maybe some of them would have shared with you what are some of the causes, what are some of the reasons for this flooding, given the fact that there, as you would have said, that some areas would not have experienced this level of flooding, but only over the weekend they would have seen this level. What are your thoughts?
Well, there's 2 things we must be mindful of, and I want to say this quite categorically. The Ministry of Works have done a considerable amount of work in terms of the water courses, the rivers and so on over the last couple of months. Mm-hmm. Was it enough? Definitely, based on what happened yesterday, it was not enough, but we cannot discount the fact as well that a considerable amount of rainfall came because we got that tail end of Tropical Storm Laura that is heading towards the U.S. right now. Mm-hmm. That 3 days of rainfall dumped a considerable amount of rainfall. Now, that being said, when we went out, myself, the chairman of the regional corporation, and the DMU teams yesterday, we met with several villagers, and obviously these folks who are living there while we may have the technical and engineering knowledge about, water courses and so on, they live in the areas. They gave us some ideas of where the bottlenecks were based on the observation. So between today and tomorrow, I've asked the Ministry of Works supervisors for our area to meet with the chairman of the corporation and myself as well. And let's take these bits of information in terms of some short-term solutions, what can be done, that even if the water comes up with the next downpour, at least it can run off very, very quickly and not cause the type of damage that we saw yesterday. So that is something, and I know the Ministry of Works have to revisit their plan because clearly what they did was not sufficient, and I'm going to be reaching out to the minister as well so that he can, put the necessary resources in place in Mayaro to try and solve those problems in the shortest time frame.
Well, I think that one of the problems facing communities that are prone to flooding, and I would imagine even Mayaro and Rio Claro, is on planned development. And I have a report in front of me where it has been stated that unplanned development by a particular individual would have been would have been responsible for the level of flooding we would have seen in the community. You want to get a response?
Well, I don't know who that particular developer is, but I can tell you nationally, unplanned development is killing us. I sit on the Joint Select Committee for Land and Infrastructure, and I remember when the Ministry of Works was brought before our committee, I raised those matters with even the then legal advisor to the Ministry of Works, who is now the MP, that's Mr. Gonzalez. And, he explained how the law did not have the teeth really to deal with these developers. And I explained to him, I said the problem is that when these developers break the law and it is poor people in the communities that suffer, they don't have the money to take the developers to court. And I had asked him that when the legislation is redone, because I think there was a plan to have a drainage authority, that you give them the teeth to go after developers. And if litigation has to happen, the state should bear the cost on behalf of the community. Because it's really, really a devastating thing to see people's homes under 3, 4, 5 feet of water. And I mean, they spend all their lives buying their property, making sacrifices for their property, only to see it washed down. It's a terrible sight and it's heart-wrenching.
All right. Now, MP, is it too early to make any sort of pronouncement concerning the cost that it would cost, let's say, the state in terms of compensation or so on? Have you done any analysis in terms of the cost that it would have?
No, it's a bit early. The few homes that I was able to visit yesterday, you're looking at freezers, sofas, living room, because the water went in homes 3-4 feet. In a couple of the homes, there's one gentleman who I spent a bit of time with, and he told me his losses was in the vicinity of $50,000 to $75,000. Now, if you extrapolate that across 40 homes, that could give you an idea of the type of devastation that are facing these families this morning. So what my office plans to do, and let me say this very carefully, MPs have not been sworn in as yet, so I don't have staff, I don't have office. But my existing people are there, and we're doing some work in the background, and I do plan to reach out to the Ministry of Social Services sometime this week and provide those reports of those families who were damaged, and hopefully the state may find it somewhere in its purview to offer some sort of assistance or compensation to these families. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that can happen this week.
Okay, MP, finally, are you quite comfortable with some of the measures introduced by, or rather some of the measures taken by the government of the day, or more so the Mayaro Regional Corporation, to bring some level of assistance to these people affected by the flooding?
Like most regional corporations that are UNC-run corporations, I want to tell you that these corporations have been starved for the last few years for funding. We have a very good unit. The disaster management unit in Mayaro is very efficient. We have a good team of counselors led by Chairman Raymond Cozier. But the problem is funding. There's only so much you can do with limited funding, with limited resource in terms of supporting for the constituents. What I would like to see is that more effort and funding resources be placed for disaster management. And not only should the DMU come when there is damage and hand you 3 mattresses and some pillows, but these units should be tooled a little more to provide some more assistance, some hands-on assistance. I'll give you an example. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had some heavy winds, a couple of roofs blown off. in Kernaham. The MU went, but all they were able to do was to hand some tarpaulin, hand some mattress. But there was no physical labor to help put the tarpaulin up. We had to go find people in the community at very late hours of the day to help put these things up. So I think some restructuring of disaster response in general is needed. But as far as our team here in Myra goes, I mean, kudos to them, the disaster management unit. The teams, they worked very well. They were very responsive as of 5:30 yesterday morning. And we have some experience because we've been going through heavy floods, roofs blowing off for the last 5 years. So we have had enough time to practice to get it done right. All we need is the resources to really give a 5-star type of response now, which is sorely needed in our community.
MP, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us this morning, and all the best to you and your effort in bringing some sort of help to the people affected by the flooding yesterday in the Myra area. Thank you very much.
No problem. My pleasure. Take care.
Yeah. The voice there of Rushdan Apari, Member of Parliament elect for Myra, sharing some thoughts with us this morning as a result of what would have transpired over the weekend. Heavy flooding in the Myra, Rio Claro area in certain areas. People would have claimed, or reports are circulating, that this is the worst of flooding that they would have witnessed in certain parts of Myra and Rio Claro. According to the MP, efforts are being made this morning to bring some sort of relief, some sort of help to those people who would have been affected. As of now, the MP Rushdan Apari cannot say definitely the cost, the cost that the level of destruction and the cost. But we'll keep on top of it, and we'll keep you informed as we continue to be with you here at 975. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Hey, Ken, morning.
Hi, good morning, Brian. How are you this morning? What's happening?
I am good, my friend.
You're alive, you're well, you're looking on at the game, you're staying indoors, social distancing, you're observing all the necessary protocols.
Well, I doing all that needs to be done.
And be a responsible individual, Brian.
Well, I always am.
All right, tomorrow that the opposition leader would be sworn in as the opposition leader. So this, what will happen tomorrow? The members of parliament and so on, opposition members?
I am not sure if the opposition members, they will be sworn in the parliament.
Yeah.
Right? This is the official rules of that of the leader of the opposition. Kamala Prasad, as you know, had received resounding support by all 90 members of parliament to be the leader of the opposition, in keeping with the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. It is stated that he, or in this case, she, who commands the majority of those who are not the government, shall then hold the position of the leader of the opposition. Mr. President has received such support, and he is going to be sworn in back as the leader of the opposition by the President, when she will be invited to take the oath. And from there, she will then take up her mantle as leader of the opposition in the House.
All right, so what's else on your mind this morning, Brian? Quickly.
Well, let me just first commend again the Myra Regional Corporation, as well as the Member of Parliament, Mr. Rushdan Apari of Myra. As yes, you're quite correct, there was some flooding in that district, and there was a quick responses. But we must not forget a fact, as in the FDR alluded to, that the corporation has been under serious restraint, wherein which you have a government that has starved resources. And that is
Brian, I'm sorry to cut you, but we have a very, very bad connection indeed. And I'm sure you would be hearing it on your radio wherever you are. The connection is very bad, Brian. Maybe you can call me back and share your thoughts with me again. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Yeah, be better now, Ken?
Yeah, I hear you better, but I get in this a number static on the line itself, my friend. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know why either.
But okay, but I'll try to take your contribution. Go ahead.
Sure. So yeah. So I mean, it is time that the can I
Yeah. I'm not hearing you well, Brian. My apologies. We'll try to correct the situation. I don't know if it's from your end or from our end here, but I'm not hearing you audible at period. So we'll try to rectify that problem. We're going up to some commercial, just about 15 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials this morning.
With a heart full of thanksgiving and a spirit of joy, we pledge to lovingly serve humanity as service to God. Come, celebrate and win in Extra Foods' 55th anniversary promotion. Be the lucky winners of 55-inch smart televisions. Just spend $300 and fill out the entry form and place it in the box at the branches located Arima, Grand Bazaar, Endeavour, and Shoguanas. Drawing date on 31st August 2020. Extra Foods, always something extra for you, and thank you for shopping at Extra Foods.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia. For all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps. Plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained.
Well, it's about that time where I bring the curtain down on today's edition of the morning program, You Talk on 975. Let's thank all our callers for sharing their thoughts with us this morning. As I make way for the Bees Hi-Fi, who will be taking you until the hour of 12 noon. Let's thank Kiran Singh, President of the Greater San Fernando Chamber, for being part of the program this morning, and also too, Member of Parliament elected for May Arrow, Rushton Parry, who would have indicated that mop-up operations are continuing today in the Mayaro Rio Claro area. And of course, he's hoping that all the other agencies can come on board to bring much relief to those people affected by that flooding yesterday. On that note, good morning, people, and take care of yourself. I'm Kenrick Juggernaut. You can catch me again tomorrow just after the 6 o'clock hour, where we will do this all over again. Remember, observe social distancing. Yes, social distancing. Sanitize. Wear your mask. If you do have to venture outside, please, people, wear your mask. If you are feeling sick, well, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Okay, people? Take care of yourself. To the motorists outside there, exercise some caution, people. According to the Met Office, we can expect some showers today. So you need to ease your foot off the accelerator, so to speak. Stay alive, people. Stay alive. I am Kenrick Juggernaut. Do have a safe and blessed day. I want to leave you with this election and make way for the Bees Hi-Fi this morning, who I said will be taking you until the hour of 12 noon. Good morning, people. I'm Kenrick Juggernaut. Good morning.